a few of the others. So they're the ones who are likely to be setting the pace.
Yeah, and I think when you're going to see guys like Harley Haber as well, very good online racer, but also very good race driver as well. He's got a lot of credentials there. Dylan O'Keefe, he's very quick on these things as well. Chelsea Angelo, and we've got some other people in there as well that I reckon are quite interesting. Mike Sinclair is one that we actually spoke to on our podcast recently. Parked Up, if you haven't listened, tune in. Little plug there.
Plug.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how those guys go. Jordan Cox, Jason Barguana, the list really does go on and on. So I'm really excited to see how these guys go tonight and see who can be a surprise for us.
Yeah, can't wait for it. This is a 10-round series, 10 consecutive weeks that we're going to compete in the online world. Unfortunately, the coronavirus pandemic has put us in this position, which is a real shame, and the world is adjusting to some new things. But you know what? We're getting through it. And the best bit about motorsport, Tony, is that you know, the guys can actually sit in these cars and drive them like they're the real thing. Very
realistic, and there's not one other sport that can do that and still have that sort of realistic feel. And a lot of drivers use this sort of tool as a training tool, you know, leading into a race or getting their eye in prior to a race. So a lot of the drivers are using it. We see probably a lot of the younger drivers a bit more in tune with it. So that's why I'm interested to see how some of these guys like Stevie J, for instance, that hasn't done a lot of laps in a simulator, see if he can compete with some of the young guys that really spend hours and hours on these things each day. And once you get a family, it's a little bit trickier to spend that time, as we've sort of seen. So that's why I think some of these young guys are really going to have an edge tonight.
Yeah, cool. My daughter loves, when I'm playing on mine, she loves trying to grab the steering wheel. I have enough trouble keeping the cars on the road just by themselves. So we're going to jump into qualifying now. As I said before, we just had practice, and I believe Nick Carroll, the Trans Am driver, was on top of the times there. So end of that 1 hour practice session, and now they're into a 30-minute qualifying session. There's and we're going to get some pictures up on our screens real soon to show you. But yeah, Tony, the Mount Panorama circuit, there is just no better place to do it. And I think you know, for you as a race driver to get the opportunity to drive around Bathurst is special. But what's it like in the sim world?
Very difficult, and tonight one thing to mention is all these guys and girls that have no damage on damage on the car, I should say. So the walls are very close, it's very fast, very committed over the top of the mountain, as we know. Coming down Skyline, down the hill, there's no margin for error. So that's what I think, you know, going into the race, if someone makes a little mistake and tears a wheel off, they're going to be out of the race. So there might have to be a little bit of a conservative approach in the race, maybe not in qualifying, but you know, once you get 50 cars out there, a few scores to settle as well, then suddenly it's going to be a little bit trickier than what everyone first thought. But I think one thing to mention tonight is everybody has the same gear. Everybody has not so much sim, but the actual setup of the car. Everyone has exactly the same. So it's a level playing field. So we should be able to see who's really got that experience on these sims and who's a really pro sim racer.
The one thing that is different for all these cars is some pretty cool liveries depicting the look that they have in the TCR Australia field. S5000s, we've put the livery of an open wheel car around these Audi TCR cars. Unfortunately, only one TCR car, the Audi donor car, I guess it is, the RS3. Is that why you're sitting next to me, not out there in your
I'd like to say that was the reason, but the truth is I'm just not very good at it.
I think we're going to try and get Tony in for some events later on, and might pull in some other special guests to come and sit beside as we start to watch cars go around this Mount Panorama circuit. I have to say that trying to squeeze 52 cars in and around this track, especially over the top, especially on the first lap, it's going to be tough.
It's certainly going to be tough, and we do know some of the points around the circuit that are crash zones, so to speak. You know, you've got turn one, obviously it's quite tight, and at the start of the race everybody's going to be barreling into there, and we're going to see some carnage there. Going into turn 2, up through the cutting as well, over the top. There's probably 5 or 6 spots that we generally see in real racing, everyday racing, that can be a real drama. But when you add 50 cars onto the track, there's probably 20 spots that are really going to be a problem for everybody. So I'm interested to see how they go. And like I said, some people have got a huge amount of experience, some don't. So that's going to sort of pan out as the race goes on. We might even see the leaders coming around to lap some of those other guys that are sort of struggling a little bit.
Did I hear you whisper Mike Sinclair?
I did
no
not,
pressure,
I did
Mike.
not,
No pressure. It's
Maybe
really,
Garth Tander.
it's really great to have car sales support, not only for the car sales ARG eSport Cup, but also for the car sales TCR Australia Series, which we're about to get on the track, Tony. We're about to get it happening at the Australian Grand Prix, and we got slide tackled right just before the first race. Now that race you didn't actually enter either. Did you foresee this? Are you to blame?
Genius, no. I wish it was a genius stroke, but no, we decided we want to really focus on the championship, and the Grand Prix not being a championship round, we thought we'd give it a miss, and obviously it turned out that we didn't really lose anything out of that. So a real shame though. We saw some great qualifying, obviously Garth Tander taking pole position there, Miles Caruso on the front row as well for his first outing in TCR. So it was sort of shaping up that it was going to be quite an exciting race in itself. And we actually spoke to Garth and Michael recently on our podcast, another plug, Pucked Up. And they actually said that they had a little agreement going into turn 1 that whoever got there first was going to lead, and they weren't going to fight too hard in that opening lap. I don't think there's any agreements tonight though, Grant.
I can't imagine so. As you said, I think you said at the top that there'll be some scores to settle, and we're about to go into into the broadcast. We'll just show you some great pictures of that brilliant mountain panorama circuit, and we'll be right into qualifying. The cars are ploughing around now, and we're going to bring that to you shortly. Type R, Tony, a car that you're very familiar with, and John ploughing straight.
Yeah, very familiar with the Honda you mentioned. And John has actually got a really nice setup at home, and he spends quite a bit of time on his sim. And 2 there, that's actually a 4th gear corner, and you can see the car move around quite a bit under brakes.
I know it's got Audi, I know it's got those 4 rings on the front, but can we call it a Honda tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I don't think Audi are paying our bills tonight, so let's call it a Honda. Let's call it all a Honda.
On board now with John Martin as he comes out under the tree, and you can see the car sales leaderboard there with 3 minutes to go, the 20-minute running well, and it's Dylan O'Keefe, who is a regular TCR star, currently top, drives the Renault Megane for Gary Rogers Motorsport, and there he is coming down the mountain. Just under 3 minutes to go now. He's ahead. Ash Sutton, the 20 British Touring Car Champion, an international guest on board for the eSport Cup, and another GRM driver, and he's filling in for Michael Caruso, one Italian out, only one Italian in.
What's Michael tonight?
Well, I think he wanted to do he wanted to come and do the top.
Right.
But that didn't work. Car going low here.
But we haven't mentioned, we got James, the top 10 there, as we actually go to James. Well done, guys. And Thomas Rand. So those boys are going quite well in qualifying. As you mentioned there, Dylan O'Keefe's still on top of the leaderboard.
This is Nick Carroll, just in front of Golding. We follow the Balboa car around. Of course, James Golding will be racing in the V8 Australian S5000 Championship this year, and our paint guys have done a stunning job on Audi. I can't call that an S. No. As he rips down Conrod straight. Chopper cam here, and Golding, of course, just sitting there. Eighth spot. He's quite competitive in the practice sessions using over there. Or is that something that real life is using way too much gear? And he's ripped the front off that one.
See, this is what we're going to see. These cars are they move a bit under brakes. So I did actually practice last night on my sim that I'm getting. And that was the trickiest bit, trying to stop the car. They move around so much. Now, I know my engineer, David Fife, is listening right now, and he knows how much I hate the car being taily under brakes. So, Fifey, he would know how to fix it. But tonight, we can't change the setup. As you know, everyone's running the same thing. What you see is what you get.
In the number 11 HMO racing car, you're going to see 3 of these cars out there tonight. It is Nathan Morecambe in this example, Will Brown, the reigning PCR Australia Series champion, out there as well. And you'll also see Sam Stratton, who's the team's media and partnership manager. He's joined into the 52-car field for the first round of the carsales ARG eSport Cup. Joining us on YouTube and on Facebook, wherever you are around the world. We're back now with Dylan Keefe as he comes down to start what will be last lap of qualifying. They're just through. He's got the Touring Car Masters regular in that fantastic looking Root Mustang rip-off livery wrapped around that Audi. Qualifying has finished for this session, and I believe I'm going to get some nods that the session is absolutely complete. It is Dylan O'Keefe is for the very first ARG eSport. Dylan O'Keefe from Luca Giacomin, driving for the Michael Caruso team. Started on the front row for the first 30-minute race. Ash Sutton will start third from Nick Jackson Evans. Rare jumped in. He's representing the Garage 1 team. Nathan Hearn, regular NZM series, sponsored by Gold Coast Hills. Matt Simmons, Ali Haber, James Golding, Thomas Randall round out top 10. We'll move down to the bottom 11th to 20th, and it's Jay Hansen and TR regular Jaden Ransley representing Track Tech Race for New Zealand. Great to have Kiwis come over for this event. John O'Bycott in 13th. Michael Clemente, Tim Reynolds. Now tell us a little bit about him.
Tim is actually John Martin's mechanic. So his mechanic has beaten John, the professional race driver.
Wow. So
maybe they should swap positions in the real. The car might not run properly, but actually you might go.
Talk to David Ward, Lifey, and the rest of your team. Lee Partridge from the Melbourne Performance effort there in Tim Brook, 18th in this Garage 1 entry. So that's 2 Garage 1 cars inside the top 20. Niels Langeveld, a Dutchie, has to compete in this, and it's great. He was actually here. Right? Jack Fraser is 20th. Brett Holmes, Tom Alexander, Harrison in the Wolfchester entry. Stephen Johnson, you beauty, 20. Excellent effort. True blue. So
just ahead of. So bragging rights right there. Cars, the grid is set now for the first race, and this is where standing start, as you can see there.
This is it, the first race of the carsales ARG Cup, and they've made a pretty sensible start, Tony. I'm expecting a...
I thought they wanted a warm-up lap or something. Rear tyres are going to have no grip in them if it's anything like the real.
No warm-up laps in anything. Let's just get into it. They come up mountain straight for the first time, and I think what they get into some pretty narrow territory here and trying to squeeze 52 entries up through. I can only imagine there'll be... There's already a car backwards. There's a car backwards. And that was a potential big shunt. And was Matt Simmons. Matt Simmons, the gaming has come unstuck at turn Mount Panorama on the first lap. And that is not going to do his chances. Dylan O'Keefe leading from Luca Giacomin.
Nick Carroll is right up there as well. The order seems to be changing quite a bit. I don't know if there's a lot of jostling going on or whether we're just trying to hear on the timing. Going on board there with Jaden Ransley down over Skyline. This is a really tricky part of the circuit. Obviously no room for error. We've got Jay Hansen there, I think, as well.
Apologies about the streaming quality. It's going to come good. I have no doubt Australia has just fantastic internet, Tony D.
Maybe just not in this little studio that we're in.
Right, on to Conrod Straight for the first time. We're following the James Golden car. He's got young Jay Hansen right in his slipstream coming down Mount Panorama.
He's going to get the toe there, try and make himself up for a move into the chase. Obviously the biggest braking zone of the circuit. Track there as well. John Martin's just picked up a spot with the Mobil 1 on the bonnet. Nice and deep under brakes. You see them wiggling around. Just grab a bit of curb there on the exit, but a nice little manoeuvre.
It's actually McReynolds who is 10th there, Tony. He is from 15th. 10th, he's had a sensational run. And his teammate, your teammate, he's nowhere. He's not inside the top 10.
I can't find him there.
Oh, no stress. Dylan O'Keefe who leads the Renault Megane for Barry Rogers Motorsport, and he's got a nice little lead heading up down straight. And look at Harley, he's right on the hammer of, I think that, Nick Carroll. And over the correct. Wow, this is close. Go. Oh. He does. Is he going to affect the pass? He has. A little bit of damage on the bonnet. The Kumo tyre car goes through 4th place.
Now Dylan O'Keefe is absolutely taken off into the distance there. He's almost got a 2-second lead already. So he's got a clear track. He's got nobody really hassling him too much. You see there's so many cars belting into each other throughout the whole pack. So they're trying to find their place in the race, and potentially they might not have qualified they'd like, but some of the guys, like we've mentioned already coming through the field as well. Aaron Seaton up to 16th, and Tando, he's back a couple, which I'm very happy.
Who will be happy? It'll be the virtual bonnet manufacturer. Quite a few of that after this race.
All right, we've got Michael Clemente there in position 10. Oh, somebody's just gone into the fence there, it looks like. We get, going the wrong way.
One of the cars, it's Tom Alexander. Tom, of course, drove a S5000 in the very first S5000 event at Sandown. Such a big crowd there for that, Tony. Such a great event. We had Ruben Barrichello there. And just a weekend that none of us will ever forget.
Look at this, the Honda Power is getting right on the Audi here with Tim McReynolds. Actually, he's starring in this race already. Make a manoeuvre, gonna stay there for now. This car's everywhere, mate. It's actually difficult to follow.
Okay, we've got a replay.
Here we go.
And
just grabbed a little bit of grass on the entry to the brake there, and that was enough to see him off the track.
Some pins up for grabs here. This race of the car.
Nathan Morecambe in the pits.
ARG eSport coming into pits. He realised that there was
There's no pit stop tonight, no tyre. You can't change tyres, nothing. A little bit of an issue. We're focusing back on this battle right at the front of the field.
So it's Nick Carroll in that blue car. So he regularly drives in the National Trans Am Series, just debuted recently at the Adelaide Grand Prix. Right up his tailpipe is the Kumo tyre car of Harley Haber. Haber has sparring partner in the Trans Am Series, and right behind him as well. So a nice little battle between 3 young guns in this first round of the carsales ARG eSport Cup. Thanks for joining us. You're on YouTube and you're on Facebook, and Rolly, media manager for the Australian Racing Group. Tony D'Alberto, PCR Honda driver, finished second in last year's Tony D.
Yeah.
And this year, I'm sure you want to go one bit.
We'd like to. We'll see how we go to get racing again. Garth Tanner now we're on board with. He's trying to get past one more. These guys racing together over the years and got a huge amount of experience. Let's see if Garth can. Oh, few cars that have. Yeah, and I think Bart's got a bit of damage.
There's actually a little bit of gun. There goes
Adam. I think it was Adam Gar. Fence it.
Oh, there. A lot of carnage at the
Tim Brook.
There's components was not where they're supposed to be.
Brooksy. He's let me down tonight. He told me he was going to win this race, and he's just fenced it.
And here's the replay. This is how they ended up in an absolute mess.
This is what
the
we thought. Oh, maybe that's what happened to Nathan Morecambe there.
Possibly. Going on.
This is what we thought was going to happen. These guys are going to struggle to get to the end of the race just with the amount of damage incurred, and it added basically a semi-street circuit. The balls are so close here, you can't really make an error. There's another car off the train, it's Garth. Yep.
He has made a absolute mess, and
whoa.
Look at GT go through there. Wow. Oh, shades of Bathurst. shades of Bathurst 2015.
Scott McLaughlin was not to blame that time.
And here's another. He got onto the grass, onto the sand. So many times. I haven't seen a car cut it just like that. He's lucky he didn't hit that wall there.
Did a nice job there to keep it up until that last little point there. We saw Frosty did it many years ago. You remember that footage of him through and it was wet and he's flying in the air.
Cost him a Bathurst win. Yeah,
well, that's definitely cost the Bathurst win today. Let's get back to the action there. We've got Dylan still out in the lead.
Dutton doing an extremely good job in second place there. Great. The former British touring car driver who just close heading the elbow, driving the Panther Fuel entry, the Fuel Audi. And has competed in a couple of PCR Europe events, and best known for his. What's he actually drive? Peru in that. He won the 27.
You've just got all the knowledge, don't you? All the knowledge.
Some of it, most of it's written down. Piece of paper.
Great to have Panther Fuels on the door. Well, they obviously supply the category with. Look at the amount of cars in pit lane there.
Look at all the cars. There's no crew.
Where's the crew? No, they're keeping their distance. Coronavirus.
Very good.
That's good.
Yeah, there's more cars in areas actually out on the track. All right,
so let me ask you something. If they go into pit lane now, will they fixed and the car go back out? Boys, they're nodding at me. Good. Okay, so if you did have a crash, could go in, get it fixed, probably potentially, depending on how many people show.
Championship points get paid 40th, so not sure if we're going to keep 40 cars competing for the next 10 weeks. They might all already. I tell you what, Dylan O'Keefe is going hard to catch. He said his lap time of a 2:17, but I tell you who's the fastest on the track. Luca Giacomin, he's in third place, driving the Michael Caruso. With the Valvoline support. Great to have Valvoline so invested in Australian motor racing. And look at Jay Hansen shut the inside of Michael Clemente. He's the young guns of the TCR Australia series really going at it.
Jay's got a few little dints on the bonnet there already.
Jaden Ransley takes advantage, sneaks up inside, very patient, and look, it's your man, it's Tim McReynolds.
He's coming. No, it's Johnny Martin, isn't it?
That's Tim McReynolds.
Oh, he's running a double one as well. Oh, jeez, sorry.
Yeah. Oh, no, they've clashed. I thought Jay Hansen was being patient. Not patient anymore. I think that was... Oh, sorry. Who involved in that? I'm not sure. Too many different colours, too many different teams. Now, it was Tim Macro. Number 23 entry.
Oh.
He's going to find himself in a single position. Here's a replay. And it was actually Macro going forward. These three were like absolute lunatics.
Once you're in there a little bit, I know we're in the virtual world, but...
that was fault, I guess. Tim running really slow. He got caught of the circuit. And that's a shame for Hansen, who still sits in ninth place. Was running around there and had a battle with Clemente and Ransley. I wonder what the R is like here. Back to Nick Carroll. He's running in third. And he has a lot of pressure. And it's Haber moving through the fourth now, dropping Jacquemin back for Russo's Italian sidekick. And we're on board with Nathan Hearn. Feeling there's going to be a move at Murray's corner. Here he does. He takes it. Oh, and Carroll's gone off. Carroll has gone off.
He's just outbraked himself there, or maybe grabbed the grass, something like that. But he hasn't quite made that. Lost a few spots, unfortunately. We're seeing some mistakes now. So drivers maybe just losing maybe a little bit of concentration. They're getting a little bit more aggressive out there as well.
I know why they've lost concentration, because they've probably been on since about 7 o'clock.
Yeah, making definitely.
So we need to put some restrictions in.
All right, let's have a look at some of these guys and girls that are moving to the field. Trent Harrison, 14th now, so that's a really good recovery from where he qualified. Chelsea, he's going great. Aaron Seaton doesn't do a lot of sim stuff, but he's actually really well tonight.
For his social media effort, wearing the old man, wearing his famous mother's race suit and helmet. The only thing he wasn't doing was sucking on a drink straw. That was definitely the best pieces that we saw leading up. First round of the carsales ARG eSport Cup. This is round 1. I don't need to introduce Mount Panorama and Bathurst, and everyone knows this joint. We've got 9 weeks to come up this.
We're just setting the scene tonight. We're sussing out who's going to be quick, who we need to look out for. These next rounds, we'll see a bit of a form guide, but in between the rounds, there is no doubt they'll be practicing as much as they can to try and go a little bit better for the next one.
Nathan Hearn now up into third place. Got Ali Haber, Trans Am driver, supported by Western Oils. You can see his stunning Western Oil car there. Look at that, an excellent rendition of the car that he usually races in the National Trans Am Series, slowing down past Harley, who is representing the V8 touring.
Yeah, Harley did a little bit of DVS last year.
Yep.
Great young bloke. Obviously spends a lot of time on these things. Here we go. Timmy Nick Reynolds. He's tonight in the Honda, chasing down these 9 Audis, or 14 actually, with Johnny Martin. Here we go. He's come up a long way in this race.
He's done really well. What do you call it? Up into 11th. This is
changed for the lead.
It's a change lead as they head up to Griffiths. And it is true. Ash Sutton, the team British Touring Car champion, has made his way to the front of the field. In a full car, looking great, going really strong, and takes the lead right at the halfway point.
You can tell these guys are very experienced in these sims. They're absolutely perfect condition, setting record that time. So he's seriously fast to do a 16 or a 16 in race, lap after lap after lap. Great consistency. These cars aren't easy to drive around a track like this. So fantastic to see a change of lead and it be so hot at the front there. Who have we got there in front of the...
So it's Sutton.
Oh,
and
Mike Sinclair.
Mike Sinclair.
Car
Now, he has done some laps around Bathurst. He raced in the...
Oh!
Mike Sinclair is the leader. I wonder if the stewards might have a look at that, but I think he was wobbling in the middle of the circuit. Mike Sinclair has... Oh, he's gone from one part.
He was at the elbow, the skyline.
That's
okay,
amazing.
good.
And he might have put himself straight to pits, and he's trying to round.
Oh.
And he's
A great time.
we can move from Mike.
Do you know, I actually let Mike drive my Honda recently.
Oh wow.
I reckon Wally wouldn't have let me give him the drive on that day at Winton.
Now, great to have Mike racing. He's at the Motor Simulators facility in Port Melbourne, chugging away there, and I think the simulator was giving him a bit of grief in the seat as he was doing that. But he's going to join us for all 10 rounds, and of course, great to have Carsales, fantastic support, not only in the Carsales ARG World Cup, but also Australia Series. We halfway through this 30-minute race over.
So, what happens after this race for the second round? The grid obviously changes. So we've got the top 26 that goes. Is that correct? What do you think that's going to throw up?
That's going to could throw up something like McReynolds, who has hit the back of Jay Hansen. The stewards are going to have a big look at that.
No, I think Jay brake tested him there in the last corner for sure.
It is okay. Not backing off. Is sticking right with him, and we're going to see some lap traffic as well. It's Ben Barguana who they're coming up to. Ben racing in the Australian Formula 4 Championship this year. He's also going to race at the Bathurst International later this year. Of course, it's definitely going to happen. We're going racing by the time we go to that Tony. They come across the top of the mountain, and he's in a precarious spot, but very sensible driving. He's taking a front corner off it, trying to get out of the way, but excellent work, Ben Barguana, in the first in auto parts entry.
That'll be fantastic later in the year to watch Jason and Ben share that car at the Bathurst International. Father-son entry, obviously we know Jason's had a massive career in Australian motorsport, but then to pass it down to Ben is going to be fantastic. See who's actually quicker.
Seen it with the Johnsons, seen it with the Richards over the years at Mount Panorama. Great that we had another father-son combo who at to that list. And, maybe. All right. Ash Sutton, the Brit. Great to have him in the fuel entry, and he leads with just under 12 minutes to go. We're going to have a look at another international entry. Niels Langeveld, who's holding off.
Well, there's not a scratch on the front of Tim's car, so I think he's clear that little contact that he had before. We'll leave it to the DS, but I'm just giving you my opinion. All right, he's having a big back here, lining up for the last corner. Come on, footage. Wow, that's spectacular footage.
That is pretty good. Look, here we are. Of course, everyone, thank you. You'll bear with us as our cars flash, and hopefully we will be back no time, I'm sure. Net in Australia, amazing.
All right, so back to the front here. Dylan's just dropping off the back of Sutton there, but he's well and truly in the mix.
Okay, Tony, after 20 laps driving these cars around here, just in real life, obviously, the cars fade. The simulators are so good. What would they be experiencing?
It's tricky because I'm certainly no sim expert, but just the concentration factor, making sure you're being really precise with these cars, especially across the top of the mountain. As I've mentioned many times, there's no room for error, but in the real world, getting this deep into a race at Bathurst is almost a whole stint at Bathurst at the one thing. So, the fuel load will be dropping, tyres are going to be wearing out, drivers get hot and bothered. So this is the time when you're going to see a few mistakes. Sim racing, obviously a little bit different, but for me, it's a factor that you really can't make a mistake and get away with it.
There's Barton Moore. He's number 27 entry, driving for the Milton Motorsport team. He drives the S5000. He also drove the TCR Subaru in the last round of last year's series at the Beck. On board with us now.
So coming across the top of the mountain there, you're almost flat out in these cars. Little lift to try and get the nose of the car in and regrip the front of the car. All the way up to 5th gear, so very fast across the top, almost the similar speeds to what you'll see some of our top line racing cars do across the top of the mountain there.
Look at the top 20 they stand, and it's Ash Sutton from England, who leads ahead of Dylan O'Keefe, Lee Haper, Golding. Luca Jacobin has also set the fastest lap of the race, convincingly faster as well. No, sorry, not convincingly faster, but damn fast. Nick Carroll, Michael Clemente done an excellent job. He'll drive a privateer Honda in this year's TCR Australia Series. Jack Transley there in 9th, the best of the Kiwis at the moment. And Niels Langeveld, who's also in one of the Track Tech Racing Kiwi entries. He is from the Netherlands. He's ahead of Tony's. I
don't have many
Jay
friends.
Hansen is 12th. John O'Brien from the V8 touring car class, he's 13th. And just ahead of Trent Harrison, Aaron Seaton, Chelsea Angelo, excellent job there. 16th, Barton Moore, who will follow 17th. Aaron Cameron will drive Peugeot in just ahead of Braden Wilmington, famous Australian motorsport family, and Tom Alexander, who we saw in a little bit of strife, is in 20th. We are on board with your race leader in the Audi RS3. Ash Sutton is doing well, and here's Mike Sinclair again. He's going to get lapped for this time. Last time we saw these cars come across each other, there was a bit of problem. This time, problem at all. The leader goes through. O'Keefe is through. The battle for the lead remains with 7 minutes 20 to go.
All right, let's keep a focus, guys, here. These guys are so consistent during the whole race, but the impressive stuff that I'm looking at now is actually who's coming up through the field. You mentioned Jonathan Beekoff there. I actually raced him in development years ago. Haven't seen him around the race for a little bit, so great to see that he's doing the online stuff tonight. He's got a huge amount of experience in car racing, and so does the family. Fantastic to see him again. We've got another car off the track there. Barton Moore in the Subaru.
He's lost a couple of positions as well, so almost falling outside top 20 now. Brett Holdsworth actually in 21st. There's a replay. Bart nosing it in and then giving one here just for good measure.
As I mentioned before, it's a really tricky part of the circuit there.
Now these two are mates, Nick Carroll and James Golding. I know they.
Who's got a better haircut? Because they're similar.
They are actually quite similar. They're actually similar lads as well. They look like looking in a mirror when they're sitting next to each other.
Well, a lot of things identical, and race cars is another one of them because they're glued to each other. Coming up to cutting now, and James Golding has the slight advantage, but Carroll coming through this field during the whole race. We've got just under 6 minutes to go in the race, so now's your time to pounce.
Carroll was right on him. The battle for the lead. O'Keefe not letting him go. O'Keefe is right with Ashley Sutton and maybe sizing something up. With 5 laps to go, what's that give us? About 3 laps. They've probably got 2 laps by the time they get down to the bottom of the mountain here.
Yeah, about 2 laps to go, and they've really gone off the field. They've got almost a 10-second position 3 there. So those guys are the class of the field, but a car going.
Right, so that's Cameron. That's Cameron Mason. Regularly drives in the touring car masters class, and great to have him involved. There's a few touring car masters guys. There's Stephen Johnson. I'd love to actually catch some of Stephen Johnson's car at some point. Yeah,
Be interesting to
tracking
see.
the leaders.
Haven't seen much tonight of Will Brown. Nice to see where he's at.
And there he is.
Yeah,
Thank
well
you
done,
very
boys.
much. Will Brown.
40th. Okay.
He's in 40th spot. Will Brown, the TCR, inaugural TCR Australia Series champion, coming across the top of the mountain.
He was driving a Hyundai though last year. Okay, so maybe that's the difference. Nah, I'm only
He's using a lot of curve, and there's a lot of out there. No, it's Tim McReynolds. Unless it's it is McReynolds who's just having a big wobble there. Taking 11th spot. He's doing an excellent job. I think maybe we need to spend a little bit too much time on, not enough time, not as much time on the setup for Honda, Tony.
Wally has an amazing, so no doubt the boys during lunchtime and when Wally goes and picks up an engine or something, the boys would jump on there, cut a few laps. All right, Michael Clemente, he that P8, but he's trying to make a move. Here he goes.
And this tricky. This gets very, very tricky coming up to the cutting here. You run out of road very, very quickly. The track tech car uses the wall, and he's gone. He'll lose a number of positions there, doing so well inside the top 10, and that dropped him down 2 spots and finds him in 11th. It moves McReynolds to 10, and look at Nathan Hearn. He is taking some miles off, some coverage off O'Keefe. He's not taking any coverage off him, Tony D. Don't listen to me.
You need another Red Bull, mate.
But this is Harley Haber, who has not let it go. He has not let go.
He's just been coming through
Hearn.
the field the whole race. So fantastic to see how well he's doing. Obviously spends a lot of time on these things. We're down to just under 3 minutes. So we're going to maybe one more lap after this, I reckon, depending on when they get to the start-finish line. But Sutton still out in the lead. Dylan O'Keefe, he's on his tail, but not quite quick enough to make a dent. Here we go. We've got Tim McReynolds. We've mentioned him a lot tonight, haven't we? Some would say that I'm getting to talk about Wally and Honda racing, but no, he's just doing a fantastic job. He's providing a lot of action for us, really, isn't he?
And Mr. Action Man McReynolds. I like it. And sitting 10th, doing an excellent job amongst a look at the crop of young talent ahead of him. Not many. There would not be one person there over the age of 30. So
how old Dylan O'Keefe? 20. Maybe 21.
I'm not sure. I remember those days. They were great days. We are going to be on the last lap. I reckon it's actually going to be touch and go. See whether we get one more. See if we get one more lap in here, and it's been a very good start to the car sale.
But 2 laps to go.
2 laps to go.
All
okay,
right.
a little bit of time. But it's been a great start to the car sales ARG eSport Cup. First round, the first race, 10-week series, and Harley Haber now right up.
Here we go. He's trying to get on the podium here. This is for the last spot on the podium.
What do they have? Is it virtual champagne? Do we have some virtual champagne ready for this one?
And they can drink it too.
Amazing. 0.0. All right. And
Can't really do much here though.
No, 0 here. Just got to set yourself up for that rundown Conrod. Look, close.
Really good.
Haber is.
Harley.
Right, he's going to set him up. Is this the spot? Nope. A little defensive from Hearn and touch. Now the run down the hill, and he's going to have that toe advantage. Big old Gulf Western Oil car cut a big hole in the virtual air down the mountain, second last time. And Haber do something with him. Right. There goes a couple of cars, and he can't do anything this time. The Audi's very, very evenly matched.
He's still got another lap to go, so he might spring a little surprise or try and force Hearn into a bit of a mistake. They're so evenly matched though. These guys are driving really well.
This pair off the leader and Dylan O'Keefe. The gap at the front is only half a second. If you're interested, of course, there's a live stream link that you're able to get on, and that's speed.live. So if you want to watch the race or listen to the race live, watch the timing live, you can tune in there. This is the last lap.
So on board with Harley now, he's trying to get in the slipstream. He just can't quite get close enough to make a move. Here we go. He's going to try. He's probably going to have to sit there for the rest of the lap unless he can stick his nose in up to the cutting. He's trying to do a little fake on the side there. Hearn is blocking.
I can't blame him. He's done this for the last 30 minutes, so you don't want to give up your spot right now.
The tricky bit is to actually watch where you're going and look in the mirror to see where Harley's going to place the car. So these boys are driving really well. Across the top, down to the grate. As I said before, out across the top, maybe just a little lift here to get the nose of the car in and heading up the skyline. Ooh, sticks the nose in there. It's not really a place you generally try and make a passing manoeuvre. But there's a lot at stake, Mike Grant. They've got to try and get on the podium.
Of course. Here's massive sheep station. Will the slower car, and this is Bilko, who has given them lots and lots and lots of room. Excellent driving. And now Havers into the back of him.
Here he goes.
It's done.
I don't know if that was really that.
It was on from the last lap. He saw that was trying to do last time. Hearn's got a lot of clip, and look at the battle for the lead as they come through the chase for the last time. Dutton going defensive, a little squirmy under brakes. O'Keefe needs to get it straight. Battle for third. They have switched. It's Nathan Hearn back there. Will Dylan O'Keefe have a big run? He won't. Sensible driving, a great drive from Ashley Sutton, and the former British Touring Car Champion wins the first race of the ARG eSport Cup here at Mount Panorama. Harley Haber is going to be third. It's Dylan O'Keefe who's finished second.
He gets a bit of a run.
It's Nathan Hearn who's of course going to be third. Harley Haber in fourth. A great drive from those two. Nick Carroll is going across the line in fifth from his old mate. Golding. It's Luca Jacquemin is going to be seventh, and Michael Clemente just there crossing the line in that red Audi. He takes eighth place from Niels Langeveld and your close and personal friend, Timothy McReynolds from the Wall Racing team, who it's Jaden Ransley, who had a couple of dramas throughout the race. He finished in 11th. Jay Hansen, who also had a couple of dramas. He was ahead of Jono Bykoff, Trent Harrison, and here is one. It's Chelsea. Don't throw it away. She's going to finish 16th. She's going to finish 16th. It's an excellent drive from the young Melbourne performance.
I reckon there might be a little bit of damage on that car, not really helping her cause under brakes. And who have we got here? Tom Alexander.
He's in 19th. There's a bit going on here. Ben Barguana is about to get rashed by a couple of them. It's Barton Moore, who spins around an Audi, who has some aerodynamic deficiencies.
They're still having a crack, trying to get those extra couple of positions. Who have we got? Is that Jackson Evans?
He qualified really well, and I'd be interested to see how and why he went there. He's Johnny Martin using every little bit of the road in his Mobile 1.
To follow up on some of the stuff, because there's so much that's gone on in the race with 50 cars now on the grid. We struggled to sort of cover all of it and know exactly what's happened. Marker on screen there, that car had definitely seen better days, but he's going to finish the race, which is just getting some knowledge on sim racing. Artander finishes not too bad, very good.
And with that, we are going to a short ad break, and we'll be back for the reverse grid race here at Mount Panorama for round one of the carsales ARG eSport Cup reverse grid race, 15-minute race. Top 26 are going to get reversed. We'll be back shortly.
This is how I'd sell a car. Proper marketing. Put effort into your photos. Value your car appropriately. Like $500, I don't know, take it. I hate it. It's got beautiful signalers, you can put CDs in there. The right pedal goes all the way down, and it's got, it's a gear shift, and it's a stick shift. Sold. Wait, shouldn't this be in the car?
the carsales ARG eSport Cup. My name is Grant Rowley and I am joined by Tony D'Alberto. Tony, we just watched the first race of the ARG eSport Cup and a terrific performance by Ashton in the Panther Fuel entry, taking over a very feisty Dylan O'Keefe.
Yeah, it was a fantastic battle. We actually saw Dylan take the start and build a little bit of a gap, but then he couldn't quite maintain it. But those two away from the rest of the field. There was a huge amount of battles going up and down the field. We struggled to actually keep up with all the action that was going on. We saw drivers that probably didn't qualify that well actually end up doing really well in the race. Some because there was crashes and people had to pit to try and get repaired, but others actually had legitimate pace. So I'm going to be really interested to see when we're 26 the action's like.
Yep, and just waiting for the group to pop up now and bring that to you shortly. And there it is, Rowan Shepherd from the Tech Racing New Zealand team is, and he'll line up alongside Michael Clemente, who was doing quite well, and I have to say, he might be Aaron Cameron, Alvaline GRM entry, usually a Peugeot. Today everyone's driving an Audi. And McMillan in the entry for Stevie J in the True Blue inspired car, drives the XD Falcon in the Gulf Western Oil Touring Car Master Series. Great to have Stevie J in here, and actually his son is going to race in some of these events as well.
You actually got me this week. You actually mentioned the Dick Johnson in a race, and I thought that was legit. I actually asked you about it tonight.
April Fool's joke.
Got
That's
me.
what the world is dealing with.
You got
A little bit of foolery. Word. Jackson in 6th, and the graphic goes away. That is fine because we are going to go race. The top 26 have been reversed from the first race, and we're away at Mount Panorama, the second race of carsales ARG Cup, and it's Rowan Shepherd who leads the way. It's Michael Clemente in second, and there is Ben McMillan. Meant to be in a Michelin car, and it doesn't look like a Michelin car. It's one, I think it's Haber who might have gone off. Maybe Haber, who finished 4th in that race, has found the sand trap at Hell Corner. There's more carnage down the back. There's a lot of carnage. There's George Madecki. There's Mike Sinclair. There is a bit going on at Hell Corner. They couldn't get through the first turn. Is this what we're in for, Tony? Is this going to be a crash fest?
Well, everybody's got a bit of a chance to have a feel of it, they know what to expect, so they're thinking, hey, let's go a little bit quicker. On board now with Steve J, and he's doing a nice job here. I saw him just holding his position, going down Mountain Straight. He's got Tander behind him, putting a bit of pressure on him. This is a nice little battle. They're keeping up well, though.
Apologies to any of the epileptic might end with some problems. All right, so I believe that 27 was Clemente. He's found himself in some dramas, and now Tander's been caught out. Tander is pinballing his way through the S's there.
Unfortunately, it all started from over side wall, sitting on the left-hand side of the car. Sometimes it's easy, or it's difficult to judge that sort of stuff.
All right, just looking at the field here, Dylan O'Keefe has come up from 25th. He would have started, and he's already up to 18th. Nathan Hearn, he's in 19th as well. So a couple of good performances from our fast guy in that earlier race. This one, of course, only a 15, and all to play for in the last race for tonight. This is the format that we're racing under. Of course, we had a 20-minute qualifying session. We had the 30-minute race, and this is the 15-minute. Tony, and already a little bit of carnage.
For me, the race 2 is the really exciting one because we've spiced up the order, and we've got that didn't go amazingly well in the first race. Now, right up the front, Stevie J in position 3. He's doing a great job there.
Rowan Shepherd also doing extremely well. He's Aaron Cameron right on the tail as they head up Mountain Straight for the second time, and he's going to pull out and have a look. Very early to be blocking Rowan. And look at this going on here. Clemente McMillan are having a go. Cameron has kind of run wide. Stevie J is going to be able to buy into it.
He's got a good run on and Cameron up the hill there. He's going to try and go around the outside. Thinks better off it though. And he might try and stick his nose up the inside. No. Driving really well there, Stevie J. Someone that hasn't done any sim stuff at all. So that gives me a bit of hope actually that I'll be all right for the next round. All right, Aaron Cameron, he did a great last year in the TCR Championship, finishing fourth place in the third or fourth? Third in the championship. And
Finished second. Yeah.
oh, I don't remember that. He had a really good many podiums and was a star performer during the year, and he's really well in this race also. All right, who else have we got that's going well?
We're following Chelsea. Now, Chelsea had a really good run, finished 16th in that race, and now 11th, just outside the top 10, and just behind Jackson Evans, who, of course, famous through his excellent performances in the Australian Carrera Cup title. And Chelsea's lost it. He's lost it into the elbow. She's taken someone with him. Here's some stuff happening. Chelsea.
Jay Hansen.
Oh no, she's reversed attack. Drama at Mount Panorama.
It looked like Chelsea just got a little bit loose turning into the elbow there and ended up getting cleaned up by Jay Hansen. I'm back to the format screen there, folks. Just reminding you that qualifying 20 minutes, race 1 30 minutes, race 2 15 minutes. So just for a second here, we're just fixing a couple little things.
And you can watch timing as well. Apologies, there are some dramas which the guys are telling us are not related to, probably related to our internet.
You know what I think it is?
Blame the internet.
There is so many people getting on irate these days because of what's going on that it's just gone into meltdown.
Can't cope.
Honestly, that's what I think. That's what's happened. That's why. Anyway.
So thanks for sticking with us. It's Rowan Shepherd who leads in the Track Tech Racing Audi. Aaron Cameron remains in second. Michael Clemente, he's in third. Stephen Johnson now back to fourth. Ben McMillan in fifth. Brett Holdsworth, Trans Am driver, and of course the older brother of Lee Holdsworth, Supercars driver. He's sixth. Garth Tander. Jason Ransley has done really well. He's come up through to eighth. Aaron Seaton doing excellent, the son of an absolute legend. Ben McMillan has dropped down. He is dropping down the order.
Something has happened there.
And Stevie J is going with him as well.
Oh, maybe they've had a bit of a coming together. Michael Clemente up there in P3 now, so that's fantastic. As you mentioned as well, some of these guys that started in the first race, whoa. Sorry, we just had a problem there with the screen. I thought it had gone red. All right, so we've got Tim McReynolds in the first race. He's in position 12 there. He's got James Golding right behind him there. And Luca, how do we say it? Jacquemin. He's in P14. Someone else that was doing really well in race 1, Luke King. He did a great job in qualifying as well. We've got a car on its roof in pit lane, guys.
Big dramas. Now, this might be the replay of why Stevie J, and hopefully we can go back and see. All of that. Stevie J parked up on the exit of Griffin Bend.
That's our podcast. If anybody was wondering, parked up. A new episode coming this Monday.
Excellent plug, and Stevie J. Oh wow. And there's wheels flying everywhere.
Oh, it's
shades
back on.
And Paul Dumbrell. Okay, we're back with it, and that is Garth Tander making a neat little around the outside of the exit of the chase. Tander is in fifth place now, I think you'll find.
Having a good little battle there with Jaden Ransley. These two are going quite hard at it.
Patience through some difficulties with the stream. We're going okay, and I tell you, by the time we figure this out, probably in about 10 weeks' time, Tony, it's going to be unbelievable.
The 10th round, we're going to have some fantastic footage. All right, Jaden there just trying to get a run on Garth, but he dropped a wheel on turn 1, so Garth's been able to pull away a little bit in a straight line. We've got Holdsworth just in front of Garth. Obviously, the brother there of Lee Holdsworth, famous supercar driver that we all know very well.
Wow. Who this is?
It's got to be John Martin with all that damage. Has to be. It is! John Martin. Here he comes. He's going to have a crack here. Is that Timmy Macro? Timmy didn't have a very good run the first one with a bit of damage, so he'll be looking to have a better race this time.
North Queensland zone, got Martin. Using a little bit of curb, reference bend, they climb up the mountain.
When I go racing, I'm going to cop so much crap from the commentator because I've been dishing it tonight. It's just not going to be... It's actually going to be a good laugh because my car will be in the pit lane every lap. You know, I'll give you a funny story. It'll be quick. I was practicing last night and Oscar, my son, was watching and he believed there wasn't actually a finish line because I never actually got around to the finish line. He said, Dad, is there actually a racetrack? So that gives you a pretty good hint of how good I was going.
Fair enough if you're on the old.
No.
So this is a replay, and that's Brett Holdsworth. No, that's Michael Clemente. And that's Aaron Cameron. No, he's thrown away P2. Chasing down.
Oh, it looked like he got away.
Did he clip?
Got away with that?
Oh, he got away with it because he smashed into Michael Clemente. Nice job. Oh, wow. No. Clemente has ended up in all sorts of dramas.
And then Holdsworth finished him off.
Well, that's not bad. Brett Holdsworth, the Trans Am driver, has moved up. Luke King, the Toyota 86 driver, now in trouble at the Dipper. And back to Garth Tander. What a person to go back. Won this race.
I think you've got a bit of a love affair with Garth
Three times.
Tander.
No, I do like
times you mentioned Garth Tander.
No, I do like him. He's the best we've got. He's one of the best. If we had a Australian motorsport dream team,
first. Boyfriend.
He'd be driving my Tander
Grant's
in fifth
boyfriend,
place.
Garth Tander.
He is chasing down Michael Clemente. Talk about the inexperienced versus the most experienced. And Tander's going to have a look down the inside.
Clemente's been a bit kind there, sort of left the door open a little bit.
Is Ransley going to fill that hole as well? He does not, but Tander makes the spot, used the curb.
Good move, Michael.
And Tander might lose that. Ransley as they make their way up the hill. And Tander was never going to let that one go.
Just fenced him. I wonder what the DSO is going to say about that one in particular.
Owen Shepherd continues to lead. He's ahead of Aaron Cameron, who ping-ponged his way down through the S's on the last lap. There's 4.5 minutes to go here at Mount Panorama. Round 1, race 2 of the carsales ARG eSport Cup. Thanks for joining us tonight, and apologies for some of the internet frustrations, but we're getting through. And we're going to try and give you a championship leaderboard.
Jackson Evans right behind Aaron Seaton, putting quite a bit of pressure on. These good little back. Down through the Dipper, grabbing the gears down the hill and heading towards the... Oh, Cito's just disappeared.
Amazing.
Well, there he is. He's back. Third gear corner this one. That wall juts out and you've got to get a nice run onto Conrod Straight here. Get it right. And now you tuck in the slipstream. Can Jackson Evans get himself into a position where he can have a bit of a go there at Seaton coming down into the chase? Like he's a little bit too far behind.
Yeah, he's taking some ground off him though. Taking a little bit of ground off him. So of course this series was made for the ARG competitors who unfortunately have been parked up, and I'm plugged there for the podcast, due to the coronavirus pandemic. Now Jackson Evans qualify. He doesn't actually race in one of the 5 ARG categories, but he qualifies because his dad, John Evans, owns the Cupra TCR car that Tim Brook raced in the last round of the series. Garth Tander up ahead here.
Oh, Garth Tander
still
again.
battling with
another
Clemente.
mention.
They're going to have another run up Mountain Straight. Can Tander get the move done this time? And will Clemente be as kind? He's not going to be as kind. He'll white line that the whole way. Tander's going to bump draft him. Tander is going down the inside regardless.
Oh,
and maybe not.
This is going to turn into a shun.
At Ransley around the outside, he's going to get that done. Garth might have the run going up to the cutting. And that was probably always going to happen. T and Mega.
Finally, someone's done it. Oh, Garth. Lucky, folks, he's going to be... And he's back going again. Here's a replay.
Tander tried it and probably needed... Ransley, great move around the outside. Tander tried to go up the inside and they just didn't Another enough room. Who moved over? Or Clemente, maybe.
Yeah,
Stewards might have a
Clemente.
big look at that.
Yeah.
And then this one, based on a true story. Massive shot.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think Clemente might have just given Garth a little bit of a serve there, but I'll leave that to the DSO. And who have we got here? We've got Aaron Cameron.
Aaron Cameron.
Yep.
He's continuing to hunt down
Brett Holdsworth. He's
Holdsworth.
gone up the grid really, really well in this race. So he's found his feet up into P2, but he's got Aaron Cameron there really trying hard to get in the slipstream. You can see Brett just moving from one side of the track to the other, trying to break the slipstream. I'm not sure if it's actually working for him or not.
This is going to be the second last lap, the second last time through the chase. And Aaron Cameron trying to see Brett Holdsworth.
Oh.
And Holdsworth getting very, very taily. Aaron might be able to take advantage. Will he go around the outside? Come on, Brett, defend. There you go, Brett. Very good. Aaron Cameron can't get it done there. Aaron Cameron using all the road, maybe a little bit too much. And,
Oh.
Wow. Oh, tipped him off. Nathan Hearn will cop a penalty for that. I have no doubt Aaron Seaton has been piffed into the wall. And there's now it is all on.
It's getting to that time of the night. Got one lap remaining.
This is the replay, and this is what happened. It's Aaron Seaton in the black and orange car. It's Michael Clemente in the red car there. And Hearn is trying to get around the outside. Everything looks pretty good at this point, and Hearn has put Cito in the wall at Murray's corner.
Much though.
Takes those spots. I reckon the stewards will have a big look at that. Now, Cameron's still right on the back of Brett Holdsworth. This is the last lap, and Rowan Shepherd, unless he makes a mistake, is going to take victory here at Mount Panorama in the first round. It's race 2 of the carsales ARG eSport Cup. Thanks for joining us.
All right, Dylan O'Keefe is actually made his way up to 8th position, so he would have started this race in 20th. Right, isn't it, Brent? Yeah?
That's correct.
Yeah,
He finished
25th,
second.
so that's a really good job to get himself back.
I tell you who we can't see. It's Ash Sutton, who may have been or has obviously been caught up in something. He's got the speed, and he is 26. Trying to do some sign language and can't get it. Rowan Shepherd leads. It's Brett Holdsworth and Aaron Cameron. It's Holdsworth and Cameron you're seeing here. There's the gap.
If they finish this, Dylan O'Keefe, no, I've got a very mathematical brain, should be out in the lead of the championship.
I 100%, and I'm hoping we might be able to get some championship points up.
Now, the championship points are based off our actual championship. Exactly the same.
We'll score points just like the Australia series.
Dylan O'Keefe trying to make another move there on Hearn. And you get it done on this last lap.
O'Keefe. Oh. Wow, O'Keefe, you didn't need to do that. He's turned Clemente around, who has been in everything. But it's Rowan Shepherd. Track Tech Racing over in New Zealand. Great to have them involved, and great to see Rowan Shepherd take victory. The second reverse grid run at
I like how
Mount
he
Panorama.
thanks the crowd, thanks his team.
He was. It is a replay of Dylan O'Keefe. Brett Holdsworth has finished second. Aaron Cameron is third. And this is the replay of O'Keefe going down the inside. Clemente again. Those two. Now, what happens to O'Keefe? Does he end up in the wall? Does he get out of there?
I spoke too soon, didn't I?
Oh, he just clipped it. He's rescued it, and I think he's come home down in 10th. So a reasonable recovery. Oh, it was Rowan Shepherd.
Clemente again.
Amazing performance.
I should say, because when I drive one of these things, I'm going to be much worse.
Here's McReynolds. Oh, it's McReynolds.
Oh,
McReynolds has tipped off Clemente.
The Honda mechanic has just fenced the Honda driver. It's not going to go down well.
There was lots going on. There's a car upside down under the pit straight bridge. There's cars going off everywhere. The next round, the still cars going on. Here is King, who touches. It's touched by Cameron Mason, and the
tell us the last lap.
Have done some not bad pirouettes.
Obviously, these guys aren't paying for any damage. I tell you what.
The virtual panel damage feels like. All right, here let's just the final results, and I reckon we're going to be able to bring them up. And that is definitely not the results. I can tell you it is Rowan Shepherd from Track Tech Racing in New Zealand, who's taken an excellent race win. Brett Holdsworth from the Trans Am Series has finished second. Aaron Cameron third. Jaden Ransley, another Track Tech Racing entry, in fourth. Rounding out the top five is Jackson Evans, followed by Nathan Hearn, who might find some issues with the stewards. Tim McReynolds, who might find some issues with the stewards. Actually, they're all going to find issues with the stewards. Let's not bring the stewards into it. Lucas Yuckerman, good comeback there into eighth. James O'Keefe, who finished second in the first race. He was 10th. Aaron Seaton was 11th from Garth Tander, who somehow has finished that motor race.
Next time, I'm going to put a count on how many times you mentioned Garth Tander.
Well,
just so we can record it.
All
right?
You can do that.
Okay.
You know what? You can actually go.
I'm going to do it. Right.
Tom Alexander was 13th. Michael Clemente was in the wars. Did really well to finish 14th there. Ben McMillan, Chelsea Angelo, Declan Fraser, lots and lots and lots of good results and good racing. Tony, what do you make of what we just...
Chaos. Absolute chaos. The second race was fantastic. Battles were great. Everyone was having a big crack, but the amount of carnage that we saw from race 1 to race 2 were triple. So everyone was having a much bigger go at it. Tonight we really got a bit of a form guide on who's quick, who's not, who spends a lot of time on their sim during the week. And going into the next round, we've got a real form guide on who's going to be the guy to catch. So some of those guys, obviously Dylan O'Keefe is one of them that was quite quick and obviously spends quite a bit of time on the sim. But great performances there by some guys that don't have the experience that we probably didn't expect. So that's Bathurst. Fantastic circuit, very, very tricky in real life, but probably even harder on the sim to get right. And some of the guys and girls out there, I should say, would have enjoyed that. And there'll be horror stories, people complaining, I got hit, I got fenced, whatever. So whoever the DSO is that you, Simon? You the DSO? No? Maybe Alex Davis?
Yeah, he could be.
He might be. He's our real DSO. They're going to have a very long day of them trying to work the grid to actually finish where. So
okay. Well,
I enjoyed it.
That was it. Yeah, that was heaps of fun. Tony D, thanks for joining me for this event. A couple of little tech dramas, but I reckon we'll sort them out for round 2. We actually haven't even spoken about where round 2 is going to be, and I'm going to tell you right now where that's going to be. That's going to be 4 TCR cars, and it's going to be at Zolder, the Belgium circuit, the little bull ring. I think there's going to be some really good racing around there for these 50-odd Audi TCR
I love how
cars.
we're going to other tracks outside of Australia as well. So it takes some of these drivers that know our local really well, makes them have to do homework before the next round.
The next time you hear from us is, of course, when you tune into our podcast, which will be awesome. And I thank you for joining us tonight. And we will see you
for the podcast, though.
We won't. He had his one run. Thank you, Leanne. Maybe we'll get Leanne on.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us. Round 1 of the carsales ARG eSport Cup is in the can, and we'll see you next week, next Thursday at 8 p.m.
I'll bring the beers.
This is how I'd sell a car. Proper marketing. Put effort into your photos. Value your car appropriately. Like $500, I don't know, take it. I hate it. It's got beautiful signalers. You can put CDs in there. The right pedal goes all the way down, and it's got, it's a gear shift, and it's a stick shift. Sold. Wait, shouldn't this be in the car?